You just dropped $300 this weekend and you can't remember where it went. Friday night drinks turned into Saturday brunch, which turned into Sunday shopping, and now it's Monday morning and your bank account looks like a crime scene. Here's what nobody's telling you. That missing $300 isn't just gone, it just cost you your retirement. And I'm going to prove it to you in the next 12 minutes. I'm Brian from Explain Finance, and if you want to stop wondering where your money disappears every single week, hit that subscribe button right now because this channel is about to save you from financial self-destruction. Let's talk about what actually happened to your weekend. Friday rolls around and you've been grinding all week. You deserve to relax, right? So you meet your friends for happy hour, just a couple drinks. Except happy hour prices end at 7 and you're still there at 10. That's $75 gone. Saturday morning, you're hungover, so you meet the same friends for brunch to recover. Bottomless mimosas and avocado toast, another $60. Saturday afternoon, you're bored, so you wander through Target or scroll through Amazon. You don't need anything, but somehow you leave with $85 worth of stuff. Sunday, you're meal prepping for the week, so you order from that nice meal kit service instead of actually going to the grocery store. There's another $80. Add it up, that's $300, and you did it without even thinking about it. Here's the math that should terrify you. $300 per weekend times 52 weekends equals $15,600 per year. But it's actually worse than that, because most people do this every single weekend of their lives from age 25 to 65. That's 40 years. At $15,600 per year, you're spending $624,000 over your lifetime on weekends you won't remember with people you'll probably lose touch with anyway. But wait, it gets darker. Because if instead of spending that $300 every weekend, you invested it in a basic S&P 500 index fund, averaging 10% annual returns, after 40 years, you'd have over $7.9 million. Let me say that again. Your weekend habits are costing you almost $8 million. That's not my opinion. That's compound interest. That's math. That's reality. Now I know what you're thinking. Brian, you can't expect me to sit at home every weekend for 40 years staring at a wall. And you're right, I'm not saying that. I'm saying stop pretending that spending money equals having fun, because that's the lie that's keeping you broke. Let me tell you what happened to me in 2023. I was making good money, around $85,000 a year, and every Monday I'd check my bank account and feel sick. I was doing everything right according to what society told me. I had the career, I had the friends, I had the lifestyle, but I had no money. And the worst part, I couldn't figure out where it was going. So I did something painful. I tracked every single dollar for 30 days. The results shocked me. I was spending an average of $340 per weekend on absolutely nothing memorable. Coffee runs, Uber rides, impulse purchases, food delivery, drinks I didn't need. When I looked back at the previous month, I couldn't remember a single specific moment that was worth the money I spent. Not one. That's when I realized I wasn't buying experiences, I was buying the illusion of success. Here's what the data shows us in 2026. The average American now spends $412 per weekend on discretionary purchases. That's up from $287 in 2020. Why? Because we've been conditioned to believe that weekends are for consumption. The entire economy is built around extracting money from you during your 2 days off. Think about it. Every advertisement you see from Thursday through Sunday is designed to make you spend money on the weekend. Retailers know this, restaurants know this, entertainment companies know this. They've studied your psychology and they know exactly how to trigger your spending. Friday, you get paid and you have money in your account. You feel rich. You feel like you deserve to treat yourself after working all week. Saturday, you're in weekend mode. You're relaxed. Your guard is down. You're not thinking about Monday. Sunday, you're dreading the work week, so you're trying to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of your freedom. All 3 days are psychologically designed to make you spend, and you fall for it every single time. Let me break down the real cost of your typical weekend, because this is where it gets personal. That $15 cocktail at the bar, it's not $15. It's the $380 that $15 could have become in 30 years if you invested it instead. That $45 brunch, it's actually $1,140 in opportunity cost. That $80 you spent on clothes you don't need, that's $2,000 you just threw away from your future. Every single weekend purchase you make is a choice between right now and your future. And most people are choosing right now every single time without even realizing it. This is why two people making the exact same salary can have completely different financial outcomes. It's not luck, it's not intelligence, it's awareness. Here's something that changed my entire perspective. I started asking myself one question before every purchase. Is this adding value to my life, or am I just filling time? Because here's what I discovered. Most weekend spending is just expensive boredom management. You're not actually having fun, you're avoiding feeling empty, and that's an expensive habit. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Your friend texts you Friday night, "Hey, we're grabbing drinks." You don't really want to go, but you say yes because what else are you going to do? Sit at home? That sounds boring. So you spend $75 on drinks you don't want with people you see every weekend having the same conversations you had last weekend. That's not fun. That's expensive routine. Saturday, you wake up tired, but your social media feed is full of people at brunch, so you feel like you should go to brunch too. Not because you're hungry, not because you want to see those specific people, but because that's what you're supposed to do on Saturday. Another $60 gone. Sunday, you're scrolling online and you see an ad for something you didn't know existed 5 minutes ago, but now you suddenly need it. Add to cart, check out. Another $50 disappeared. None of this was planned. None of this was intentional. You're just reacting to triggers all weekend long. And that's exactly how the system wins. Now, if you're still watching this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, because what I'm about to tell you next is going to completely change how you think about money. And the algorithm only shows this video to people who actually want to learn. Here's what nobody talks about. Weekend spending is a symptom of a bigger problem. You're using money to solve an emotional need. You're bored, so you shop. You're lonely, so you go out. You're stressed, so you treat yourself. You're unhappy, so you buy something to feel better. But money can't fix any of those things. It just temporarily distracts you from them. The solution isn't to stop spending money on weekends. The solution is to figure out what you're really trying to buy. Because I guarantee it's not the $15 cocktail. You're trying to buy connection. You're trying to buy excitement. You're trying to buy the feeling that your life is interesting. And here's the truth. None of that costs money. I want you to try something this weekend. Plan one activity that costs absolutely nothing. Take a hike, have friends over for a game night, read a book at a park, cook a complicated recipe, learn something new on YouTube, have a real conversation with someone you care about. I'm willing to bet that free activity will be more memorable than anything you paid for last weekend. But let's be practical. I know you're not going to completely stop spending money on weekends, and you shouldn't. The goal isn't deprivation. The goal is intention. So here's the framework that changed everything for me. I set a weekend budget of $100. That's it. Whatever I want to do has to fit in that $100. Some weekends I spend all of it. Some weekends I spend nothing, but I never go over. And here's what happened. I started making better choices. Instead of mindlessly saying yes to every invitation, I started asking myself if this specific event was worth my limited budget. Instead of buying lunch out, I'd make something at home and use that money for something I actually cared about. Instead of impulse shopping, I'd wait. And most of the time, I realized I didn't actually want the thing. I just wanted the feeling of buying something. Within 6 months, I had an extra $5,000 in my savings account. Money I would have normally spent on weekends I couldn't even remember. That $5,000 became my emergency fund. Then it became my investment account. Then it became my freedom fund, the money that lets me take risks I couldn't take before. Let me show you what happens when you cut your weekend spending in half. Let's say you're currently spending $300 per weekend. If you cut that to $150 and invest the difference, after 10 years, you have over $120,000. After 20 years, you have over $470,000. After 30 years, you have over $1.4 million. You didn't get a raise, you didn't win the lottery, you just stopped wasting money on forgettable weekends. Now, I want to address the biggest objection I get when I talk about this. People say, Brian, I work hard all week. I deserve to enjoy my weekends. And you're absolutely right. You do deserve to enjoy your weekends. But here's my question. Are you actually enjoying them? Or are you just spending money because that's what everyone else is doing? Because in my experience, the best weekends I've ever had cost almost nothing. The weekend I hiked to a waterfall with friends, free. The weekend I learned to make pasta from scratch cost me $8 in ingredients. The weekend I had a bonfire in my backyard and we talked until 2 a.m., free. Those are the weekends I remember. Those are the weekends that actually filled me up instead of emptying my wallet. Meanwhile, I can't remember a single specific brunch from the hundreds I've been to. I can't remember what I bought during any of those Target runs. I can't tell you what I ordered during 90% of the meals I've had delivered. All that money, all those weekends, and I have nothing to show for it except a smaller bank account. Here's what I want you to understand. The system is designed to make you feel like you're missing out if you're not spending money. Every Instagram post of someone at a fancy restaurant, every TikTok of someone showing off their haul, every ad telling you that you deserve to treat yourself. It's all designed to trigger your insecurity and open your wallet. But here's the secret. The people posting those pictures are usually broke. They're performing success while drowning in debt. They're trying to convince themselves that spending money equals having a good life, and you're falling for it. Real wealth is quiet. Real success doesn't need to be posted. Real enjoyment doesn't require a receipt. The sooner you understand that, the sooner you break free from this expensive trap. So here's your challenge. This weekend, track every single dollar you spend. Write it down. At the end of the weekend, look at that list and ask yourself honestly, was this worth it? Did this purchase add real value to my life? Would I make this same purchase again if I had to do it over? I'm willing to bet that at least half of what you spent was completely unnecessary. Money you threw away out of habit, boredom, or social pressure. That's the money that's destroying your future. Now, here's the good news. You can change this right now. You don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to make one different choice this weekend. Spend $50 less than you normally would. Take that $50 and move it to a savings account, or invest it, or just keep it. Next weekend, do it again, and again, and again. Within a few months, you'll notice something incredible. You won't miss the money you didn't spend. You won't feel deprived. You'll actually feel more in control, because every dollar you save is a vote for your future instead of someone else's profit margin. Before I let you go, make sure you're subscribed to this channel because next week I'm breaking down the exact investment strategy I used to turn my weekend savings into a six-figure portfolio. You're not going to want to miss that. Remember this, every weekend is a choice. You can choose to be intentional with your money, or you can choose to let marketing and social pressure decide for you. You can choose to build wealth, or you can choose to perform wealth. You can choose freedom, or you can choose comfortable slavery. Your weekends should be refreshing, not expensive. Fun doesn't require a credit card. Happiness doesn't come with a monthly payment. And the best version of your life is waiting on the other side of these expensive habits. Stop spending your future on forgettable weekends. Start building something that actually lasts. I'm Brian from Explain Finance. I'll see you next week.